Welcome back to the vlog. Today is Friday, August 18th. And the off season's over. This week is week 1 of marathon prep. And in a little bit I'm gonna get ready and then I'm gonna go for a run for today. And I'll talk about what I've already done this week and then talk about what's coming this week. And then we'll even talk about the goals for the marathon, when the marathon is, and what I'm trying to accomplish with all this. But for now, gotta take my pre-workout, 2 scoops to Energize, my favorite pre-workout on the market. It's about 200 milligrams of caffeine, some sodium. I didn't add any other electrolytes. There is some in here, not enough to make me go crazy, but it's only a 45-minute run today, so I'm not really too worried about it. But it is 6:30. I've got to get going. So about 6:45, I'm gonna hit the street, talk about what's new, what's different, all the other good stuff, and then you'll come run with me. We'll talk about the rest of the day. All right, see you in a bit. Alright, so what's new going on for this particular prep? Well, I got a new pair of shoes, got the new Hokas, went back to the Rincon model of the Hokas because I like those a lot better. I noticed I had 2 other Rincons in the past. I just like them more than the Mach 5s or Mach 3s or whatever the hell version I had last time. Next thing I got an upgraded Garmin. The other one was getting kind of old, starting to glitch out, so I figured, you know what, it's time to upgrade. Had Coach Dom order me a newer upgrade, touchscreen, etc., all the other fun stuff. It tracks everything. It's got the heart rate built in. Doesn't necessarily mean I 100% trust the heart rate, but it's closer. I hate having that strap, and this kind of handles that. So those are the 2 newest additions when it comes to gear. This is the newest addition when it comes to everything else. Obviously, we're not in Florida anymore, so the weather varies per run. If I run in the morning, it's lower heat, higher humidity. If I run in the afternoon, it's hella high heat, low humidity. So what I'm doing with this prep is I'm going to be running all of my runs in the morning because that's when the race is going to be in the morning. I want to make sure I'm used to morning humidity levels. So we've got 16 weeks until race day. We have a lot to do. My paces are hella slow compared to where they used to be. I'm not sure I like that, but I know they'll increase with time fairly quickly. So we'll get there. Today is a 45-minute zone 2 run. My zone 2 was, I think, set at 11 to 12 minutes, but I told Dom that those super slow pace, 12 minutes, 12 to 13 minutes is like a walk. So he said, don't really worry about the slow paces, run comfortable. So I'm gonna try to run around 10:30 to 11:30, somewhere in that range, and we'll go from there. So let me warm up, and we'll get this run underway. So let's talk about what we want to do with this marathon. Last time I ran a marathon, didn't go so well. I think my time was 5 hours and 29 minutes, almost exactly, like flat. I want to do much better this time. So But there's a couple things we gotta focus on that aren't necessarily the time. The main goal I have for this race is I need to run it more than 14 miles. Last time, I think somewhere around mile 14 or 15, my legs just kind of said, all right, man, we're done. But I still had 11 miles to go. This time, I'd like to make it to at least mile 20, 24, before my legs say, all right, man, we're done. So how are we gonna do that? Well, we have a lot of more long runs built in. Last prep, I want to say my longest run was about 10 miles, which makes sense why I gave out around mile 14. This year, with Dom writing my programming for me, my longest run on the schedule is 19 miles. But there's potentially a race I'm going to sign up for a couple weeks before that. I put my long run at 20. So if I can do a 20 miler, I should be able to do most of the 26. So that's the first goal. Run as much as I can of the 26 miles. All right, we just finished up 4.09 minutes in 45 minutes, 3 seconds. Average pace, 11:01 per mile. Again, it was supposed to be a slow zone 2 run. It was a slow zone 2 run. My average heart rate was like 143, so right where I needed it to be. Everything felt good. Now, I will say one thing. The benefit to running in a zone that is still heavily under construction, there are porta potties everywhere. So, like I had to do this morning, you gotta stop and relieve yourself because it didn't happen before the run. You got places to do it that aren't people's yards. So, the only problem is the toilet paper is like damn near paper thin. Oh well, what you gonna do? So yes, my first meal after every workout I've been doing the last couple weeks has been a nice protein shake. And yes, I bought BPN. I've been on a kick since I moved here of buying from the local creators that I follow. So I bought a pair of Alphalete shorts. I bought a pair, I think of sour strips. I bought a BPN protein. I bought a bunch of Anabar protein bars. A little high in calorie, but they're still so good. There's a couple more creators that I might buy from that are local. But BPN protein, it's actually pretty solid. The macros fit nicely. It's a good 160 calories plus 30 from the almond milk, so it's under 200 calories post-workout. Gives me a nice protein boost to get me through until about 10:30 when I'm ready to eat my first meal, which is going to be your standard, my standard meal, eggs, oatmeal, etc. So that's where we're at. This is going to go down the hatch. I'm going to go log into work. I'll show you my office in a minute because I haven't given a house tour. If you want a house tour, comment below, show the house, because we are moved in. We are pretty comfortable with how everything is right now. There are a few things that we still have to order for the house, but for the most part, we're about ready to have guests over, so I can show you guys too. So if you want to see the house, again, comment below, show the house, and we'll get there. But I'm going to drink this protein, go log into work, see what I got to do before my 9 o'clock meeting, and yeah, I'll be there. All right, my 9 o'clock meeting is done. I've got breakfast right here. It's about 9:45. I got a meeting in 15 minutes. No big deal there. But let's talk about the difference between training for this marathon versus the training for last marathon. This marathon is going to be different because I have a coach structuring my plan for me, which is huge because the last time I was using the Nike Plus, and even then I couldn't use it correctly because they had kind of canceled the whole training plan feature right before I went to execute my marathon plan. So I got the half marathon plan through that, but the marathon plan, they were like, yeah, we're going to discontinue that feature. So I had no plan going into the race in Nashville. So my whole idea behind training was slowly increase miles, add a couple faster runs for like tempo, didn't have any paces figured out, didn't take into account things like heat and hydration and all these other things. So when I got to my longest run of the summer, because that's when I trained through the summer, it was kind of a shit show. My longest run was like 10 miles, and it was broken. I think it might have even been broken. I don't remember. This time, Coach Dom is scheduling my plan. I've got speed work, I've got hills, I've got tempo runs, I've got fartlek runs, I've got a lot of zone 2 runs, and we're slowly increasing the volume each week. Plus, I've got 2 races that I'm probably going to add in there. One's a half marathon somewhere in October, and then the other one, like I mentioned earlier, with the 20-miler early November, first weekend in November. So it's like 4 weeks out, I'll be running the 20-mile race in San Antonio. So I should be pretty well acclimated to the heat by then. I should be acclimated to everything in the area for that. Because again, like I said, my primary goal is to run a greater majority of this. If I could run the whole 26 miles at a steady pace, and even get a good PR, that'd be phenomenal. But we got to plan it. So what have I done this week as far as week 1 training goes? Well, Monday was day 1, and that was a leg day. So we had a leg strength day, and that was it. I also added some additional mobility work to my plan because I want to increase my mobility. So 3 days a week, when possible, I'm going to add in a mobility workout just to make sure my ankle flexion is good, my hip mobility, my hip flexion is good, my shoulders are working right, my lower back is fine. I want to make sure that all my entire body is functioning going into this prep. Okay, Tuesday was the first run of the prep officially, and it was sprints. So we did a 15-minute warm-up, 8 1-minute sprints, and then a 5-minute cool down, with a 3-minute recovery after each sprint, and then a 5-minute cool down. So that was pretty good. Wednesday, day 3, was upper body. It was a push day, so chest, triceps, and shoulders, just strength training. I don't think I did any additional stuff. I did a walk on the treadmill to kind of get the blood flowing. Same thing with yesterday, day 4. That was a pull day, so it was just strength training, and I did a walk. Yesterday was hella busy. I did not get a chance to do it. I didn't have time to do anything else. So today is just a run, and after my afternoon meetings kind of subside, I'm going to add in additional mobility work today as well. And then the rest of the week, tomorrow we have a short fartlek run. I think it's a 35-minute workout. So I'm either going to add a bike ride. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the bike outside or go on the trainer, or mobility work. And then Sunday, we're going to wrap it up with a 60-minute zone 2 run. And that's the training for week 1. So everything's looking good so far. Just got to keep going. 15 weeks to go after this week is over. This is it. So let me finish eating. Like I said, I have a meeting in 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap that up. I'm going to do mobility work later, and then we'll talk about the second goal of this prep. That one's going to be the one that everyone's going to focus on. See, no one's going to give a shit if I run the whole marathon. They're going to focus on goal number 2 because that's what that's what YouTube's all about. So let me eat.
A few moments later.
Okay, it's a little later in the day. It's almost noon. I have one more meeting to get today, and it's at 1 o'clock. So I figure now is the perfect time to get in some mobility stretching. I'm going to do about 2 rounds of everything, just 9 moves in this sequence. And we're just going to work on just kind of loosening up the lower back, hips, ankles, knees, shoulders. We're going to just kind of work the whole thing. So I'm in the home gym area of the house. That's what my home gym is reduced to these days. I'm going to go ahead and get this mobility work done because I just want to make sure, like I said, I'm doing everything I can with this marathon prep to ensure that I have the best run possible. I got the mat. I got my phone propped up where my workout is. We're doing the mobility program is called 645. Yes, it's a body workout and it is what it is, but the mobility work is a key component of the program that program. So I figured, what the hell, let's do it. Since I don't know much about mobility, I would do like frogs and cat-cow and shit like that, and the stuff that we're doing in here, I never would have thought about doing. So let me go ahead and get started. And I'll see you when it's over, and we'll talk more about the second goal. Mobility is done. I only did about 30 minutes of it, nothing spectacular. You know, it was just a couple rounds, get all the muscles, get the hips. My hips lack mobility, and that's for sure. But hopefully 16 weeks of doing this, doing moves like this, there's gonna be different moves week to week, just kind of depending on how you're feeling and how the program progresses. The whole point is, by the end of the week, I should be by the end of the month, by the end of the 16 weeks, I should be a lot more mobile. And then hopefully I'll have the ability and the time to carry this into Ironman prep so that I can maintain no mobility and not have to worry about losing it. Because I'm sure it's one of those use it or lose it type things. I gotta show you this. Oh, never mind. I just took a picture of my cat, or one of the cats. And I'm gonna put it up here. This is called living the best life. Just found a spot in the sun, on the window, chilling like a villain. Anyway, I gotta get ready for this next meeting. I gotta go eat something because it's lunchtime. The only thing I've had was a protein shake and my eggs. So I'm gonna go have depending on how much time I have, I may have a shake. It's 12:30. I'm probably just gonna have a shake with my nutrition and a banana, some almond milk, blend it all up together with some ice, and that'll be that until the meeting's over. Then I can make a lunch if I need to, or maybe I'll meet Connie and the girls out for an early afternoon because they're out and about right now doing things. So let me go sit in the office and we'll talk about goal number 2. All right, well, first let me give you a tour of the new office because let's brighten it up in here a little bit, get some light. This is the new office, the new quote-unquote Embrace the Suck headquarters for me. Okay, behind me on the wall, obviously got the medals. I have to get another one for here and another one for there because I have a lot. Presuming all the races finish the way they're supposed to, I have a lot of medals coming in the next 12 months. I have at least 6 in the next 12 months, and then at least 6, 7, 8 coming before that. Maybe 9 or 10 coming before that. I don't know. But I have it, so you figure at least 16 more medals coming, and there's 6 medals on that rack already that are doubled up. Also, another thing coming in the future. That is going to get filled in. True story, I've never actually run an Olympic distance triathlon. So I don't have a PR for that distance. By next summer, I will have a time there. So that's fun. Anyway, on this side, current PR as a reminder. That's my Ironman PR, Chattanooga. TV, and then my... You know what, let me just do this. all my retired Hokas along the bottom. Some superfluous fitness stuff, bibs, towels, supplements. And then over here, my Ironman Go board, my race schedule, and this is more sports oriented for me. And then over here, all the work computers. So the desk still looks the same. We did add the GTR to the desk. Since I work for Nissan, I figured, you know, I had it, instead of sitting in the garage, let me just put it out. So I put it out. So it's nice and organized in here now. It's clean. It's how I want it. You know, I like that shelf. That shelf with the Hoka shrine, that was my idea. I wanted something to display all my retired shoes. You know, I have 2 other pairs that aren't there. One is what I'm using to walk around, and 2 is the red ones that you saw this morning that I'm using to train. So that's the office. Let's talk about goal number 2. So goal number 2 is for that. Goal number 2 is the goal that everybody that follows fitness people on YouTube, especially runners, wants to see. All runners apparently on YouTube and Instagram can run a sub-4 marathon. I can't. I don't. My PR is like 5:29. So this year for this marathon, now I initially told Dom that I want a 4:30. My goal is 4.5 hours for this marathon. That would be almost a 60-minute PR. Now again, I want to run it in and feel good. I want to run a good majority of the race. So a 60-minute PR would be phenomenal. But then I started thinking, it's hot right now. This morning it was almost 80 degrees when I ran. It was humid. If I run in the afternoon, it's over 100. If I get acclimated to this heat, I'm used to running in the heat, when it's in the 50s and 60s in December, how am I going to feel? Maybe I can push my pace a little bit more. If I get back to old form and maybe beyond, maybe I do even better. So internally, for me, now Dom's going to see this video, so he's going to know. I'm like, oh, really? You're going to try to hide this? But I'm not. I just don't want to. I don't want to make this like my absolute, like I have to hit this goal. But I want it 4 hours. And if I can go sub 4, that'd be even better. So the goal is going to be 4 to 4.5, realistically. But depending on how I feel for the day, hopefully I feel good. Last couple races, I have not felt up to par. My legs were heavy. So hopefully that's not the case. We're going to taper well into this. We're going to feed well. We have hydration plans that are going to keep us hydrated, keep us peaked with electrolytes. We have a nutrition plan for the run that's going to keep us with carbs. And hopefully all works out well so that I can get a 4-hour race. Like that would be phenomenal. If I got a 4-hour race, that would be amazing. So that's goal number 2. I don't think there's much left to talk about. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, but I do want to say one more thing. For those who have been following and watch all the videos that I post, if you're new here, you probably won't see this. You probably won't recognize anything. But if you've been around for a little while, and you know the animals that live in my house, you're going to notice something a little bit different. We got Thor, but if you look at Thor, there's only one set of dog dishes. Last week, not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, I don't remember what date it was, Loki passed away. He was having a rough time. He was on his 10 years old. He was struggling. He was in a lot of pain. And Wednesday, he finally said goodbye, and he crossed the bridge. I'm not heartbroken. I'm actually kind of at peace with it because I know he was in pain, and we're just trying to make him comfortable. But Loki will no longer be in the vlogs because, well, obviously he's not here. The only thing we have to remember Loki is we have his paw print. But I can rest at peace because unlike the other ones, I didn't put him down. He went on his own, but I was there with him. So I was there with him when he took his last breath. I was comforting him. He was with me. He was at peace. But for now, it's just that guy and the cats. But the cats don't matter. So rest in peace, Loki. Again, I'm not heartbroken about it. I mean, I miss him, but I know he's in a better place. He's not in pain anymore. He doesn't take his pills twice a day. You know, maybe if you guys want, if you ask questions, you know, I'll do a video about Loki and why he, you know, or I'll add him in the next vlog. But we're down by 1, and that's okay. So I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night with the family. It's one of 2 nights left, tonight and Sunday, that we have nothing to do on the schedule from any 4 of us. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna go grab a bite, probably come back, maybe hit the community pool for a little bit, relax, just kind of enjoy and decompress and do what we have to do because we can. Tomorrow we have a busy day, then Sunday we have another day of nothing, and then Monday Gigi starts school. So life's gonna get busy. Another 6 or 3 months of Friday night football, which is awesome. But oh shit. All right, guys, on that note, I will see you in the next video as we get this marathon prep underway. Peace out.